want to age you, but you've been in this business for almost 3 decades.
Yeah, unfortunately,
That's a good thing
time
for
passes.
us cinephiles. I discovered you with Goodbye Lenin, and The Educators was a very important film in your filmography. How do you? What's more difficult now at this juncture in your as an actor? Is it receiving characters that actually existed historically, or that have lineage to real characters, or do you prefer characters that have a more blank slate, open slate, and where you can perhaps investigate their personas? Let's say, what do you prefer?
Both, actually. There's no preference. It just the character has to be appealing, and the script has to be appealing, and you notice it right away. Most often, I can feel it. When I'm reading a script for the first time and I don't put it away, I just read it in one go. I already quickly feel if it's something for me, something that interests me or not. Again, it's you always have to fight the cliches and the danger of being put in a box, and that happens to everyone. So coming from Germany, of course, sooner or later you will probably wear a Nazi uniform. And I talk to my Turkish friends or Arab friends who have to play terrorists. When I talk to my Latin American friends, actors friends, they tell me about them being pissed off that they always have to play drug dealers or drug lords. So to break out of that and to surprise the audience with different characters, different roles is not easy. To be seen as something different. So in the case of Inglourious Bastard, I was happy to put on a Nazi uniform because it was just such a refreshing reinvention. I mean, this is the Tarantino mind telling the story of Adolf Hitler being killed in a cinema was just incredible. So I didn't think about it for a second. But what was good for me is that directors outside of Germany didn't have the prejudices, because Goodbye Lenin was a huge success for me, obviously, up until now. The little curse about it was that I was seen for a long time in Germany as the nicest guy in Germany. The guy who helps older people to cross the street, and I had to sign cucumber glasses in supermarket. It became quite absurd. So for quite some time, they always offered me these parts of being the nice guy. And then, funnily, the people from outside of Germany, and Tarantino got it right. Yes, I know you have this funny and not funny, that sweet face, but then in the end, you're also an asshole. And that I thought, thank you, that's exactly it. And also Ron Howard offering me the part of Niki Lauda. I'm almost 100% sure that no director from Germany would have offered me the part, because he's a rat, because he's difficult, because he's mean, because he can, people wouldn't have seen that in me. There would have been other actors that probably would have gotten the part.
That's curious.
And so even I was surprised, because I just had one meeting with Ron Howard, and even I didn't believe myself that I could play that part, because that was, before the preparation, and I thought, like, oh, can I really do that? If I sorry to say that, fuck it up, then I can never go to Austria, I can never go to Vienna. So I felt this enormous pressure, and I was very surprised when, after the first meeting, Ron said, "Yeah, you're the man. You'll be able to play that part." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." And so to get that kind of confidence from someone, again, always came from abroad.
Yeah, I think it would have been not just Austria, but like every single F1 stop on the circuit. They would have hated your guts for portraying poor Nikki. It's your fourth collaboration. I mean, I think you might even be more closer to her than Richard Linklater.
Well, that I don't know, but yeah, we instantly liked each other. I mean, there's, I don't know, certain similarities, because she's French, but then moved to the US and wanted to cross borders, and is a very open-minded and yeah, open soul. I am too, I guess. Yeah, we liked each other instantly when we met at the Berlinale, at the Berlin Film Festival years ago, and then I only had a little part in 2 days in Paris. And we had dinner together. It's the first time I met her, and then by the end of the dinner she said, "By the way, do you want to play a fairy which blows up a McDonald's restaurant? It's just one scene." I said, "Of course I will." It's a great pitch. And since then we've been in touch, and again I'm very glad that I could support her with this film, which is a very personal and tough one. That means a lot to her. It's an incredibly powerful film. I just watched it a couple of weeks ago because she finished it. She's a dear friend of mine. I've known Julie forever, and she's one of the most inspiring people I had the luck to meet in this profession. She's a multi-talent. She writes, she acts, she directs, she sometimes does the score, so I'm deeply impressed and bow my head. And now that I'm planning to direct my first film by the end of next year, I pay special attention to the work of directors. In that case especially, because she was not only directing but acting in it, which I also intend to do. So yeah, I'm just impressed by her talent, and hopefully you will see this film soon. As I said, it's almost finished, so let's see what happens with it. But I'm very proud, and it's the first time that I've produced a film. So to be able to support Julie in that way also made me very proud. Very personal, because it's my first film. I didn't want to choose a weight which might be too heavy and make a big film, a complicated film. So it's a contained film, talking about something that I really know well. And it is hopefully very funny. I think it's very funny, but it also has an incredible punch, and it will also be quite horrible to watch, hopefully, in a good way.